Professor? Professor? Jeez, this place is a mess. Professor! Professor! What are you doing?
Crispin, I didn't want you to see me like this.
What's going on? Why are you covering your mouth?
I'm in a lot of pain.
I can see that. What's wrong with your tongue?
Nothing. I'll be fine.
Does this have anything to do with the 9, 10, 11 boxes of fudgesicles scattered around the floor?
Maybe.
Did you get a splinter in your tongue licking one of those fudgesicle sticks?
Maybe.
Why are you eating so many fudgesicles?
I want to build a fort.
What?
I want to build a fort out of fudgesicle boxes.
You want to build a fort out of fudgesicle boxes? How old are you? You've invented a time machine. You should be the richest man on earth.
I like fudgesicles.
This is unacceptable. Come here. I'm pulling out that splinter.
No, back off, Crispin.
Come on, let me at it.
Help!
Almost got it. There.
Well, thank you, Crispin.
How long had that been bothering you?
I got it from the second or third box, so 45 minutes?
You've eaten 11 boxes of fudgesicles in under an hour?
Almost 11. There's one left in that last box.
Well, don't let me interrupt anything important here.
Nonsense, Crispin. What brings you here today? You've got another report that you want help with?
Sure do.
And let me guess. It's on pack burro racing.
What?
Your teacher taught you the first legend of the origin of pack burro racing, about the two miners who found gold at the same time and had to race back to the claims office.
No, she didn't.
But they couldn't ride the burros, either because they were too small,
That's not what my report is about.
or perhaps they were too loaded down with supplies. History is unclear.
It's not even for history class.
So they were forced to run leading the burros.
It's a book report.
But she also mentioned the second, somewhat vague legend concerning a few drunken miners at a bar in Leadville, Colorado, and wants you to research that.
I have to write half a page on Beezus and Ramona by Beverly Cleary.
Well, Crispin, I wasn't planning on doing any time traveling today, but if we must travel to Leadville, I suppose we must.
No, we must not. Or we don't must have to. We must. Look, it's not the subject of my report. I just wanted to borrow your laptop so I could type it in my treehouse.
Well, let's go to Leadville anyways.
Why on earth do you want to go to frontier-era Colorado?
Well, let's just say that the professor has a pretty good feeling about one of the pack burros who's going to be racing.
You're gonna bet on the burro that you know is going to win based on knowledge you obtained via time travel?
Yes, Crispin, if you want to be crass about it.
Listen, I have a better idea. The Powerball drawing is in half an hour.
Not interested.
Go 31 minutes into the future.
Not hearing any burros in your plan.
Find out the numbers.
Not sure where the pack burros factor in.
Come back, buy the ticket, you'll be rich. And the odds of you contracting syphilis are, 10,000% less than visiting a frontier miner town?
I'm going to Leadville. Are you coming with me?
Fine. I'll go if you give me that fudgesicle.
I don't know. The last one?
All right. See you later.
Jeez, fine. You can have the last fudgesicle. Just be careful licking the stick when you're done with it.
I'm not going to lick the stick.
Well, if you get the urge to.
I have the slightest bit, the merest shred of self-control and dignity, so I won't be licking the stick.
Well, could you not tell anybody else about...
About your tongue splinter?
Yes.
I won't mention it.
They probably wouldn't believe you anyway.
It's time.
A respected porcupine professor.
It's time traveling.
Getting a tongue splinter from...
It's time traveling time, bitches!
Licking a fudgesicle stick.
Licking a what now?
Whoa! I've never been in a saloon before. It's like a less depressing version of the Country Bear Jamboree.
Hey, how old are you, kid?
12?
Ah, good. Can't let you in if you're under 9. Need those young'uns sober. They got lots of mining to do.
Sir, we're looking for the Leadville burro races?
Yes, you know, the popular local event that started after two rival miners discovered gold.
Why are you looking at me like that?
They discovered gold up in them thar hills. Gold.
Aren't you gonna toss your tattered cap in the air and do a little jig? Gold! Hee 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 hee! Gold! Hee 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 hee!
What, just 'cause you said the word gold?
Well,
Yeah?
This is a mining town. We're used to gold. People find it every day. And when they do, it belongs to the mining company, not to them. You just mentioning the word isn't going to cause me to debase myself and start giggling and dancing like some gold-crazed lunatic.
Right. I'm sorry to have offended you, sir. Perhaps if you give me a chance, I'll be able to... Gold!
Gold!
Nothing doing.
Damn. Well, I guess we should go try to find the burro races.
Hang on. There's something I've always wanted to try.
Crispin, where were you going?
I'll be right back. Oh, what a jip.
What's the matter?
I thought when you walk through those double swingy doors, the music's supposed to stop and everyone's supposed to get real quiet all of a sudden.
Well, the intimidating outlaws that usually trigger that response aren't usually holding a fudgsicle.
Ah, darn.
How is the fudgsicle, by the way, Crispin?
It's quite delicious.
I noticed you're putting it away rather quickly there.
Yeah, at this rate, I might even finish 11 boxes of them in, I don't know, 3.5 months?
Look, just let me lick the stick.
No.
Give it!
No, Professor.
Professor? Professor!
Yes, I'm the perfect... What the? Rival!
Well, I'll be. Who'd have thought I'd have to travel back to the Old West to reconnect with my old college roommate, the Professor? And who do we have here?
Well, this is Crispin, my sidekick.
Hi.
Crispin, this is Gerald Rival, my arch-rival.
Former arch-rival. Listen, Professor, I was so sorry to hear about your father. He was...
Once a rival, always a rival, you manipulative SOB.
Whatever you say, Professor. It's been years. When was the last time? It must have been at the 5-year...
Yes, who can remember the way I put away the gin and tonics that night? Who's the creep lurking behind you? A distant uncle you owe a favor to after embezzling his life savings?
No. This is my sidekick, Corbin.
Hello, Professor. I've heard a lot about you.
Your sidekick's older than you are? That's just weird.
My sidekick's weird? How old is this kid you drag everywhere?
I'm 12. My parents think I'm at soccer practice.
Well, that settles that.
He gave me ice cream to get me to go with him today.
That's not even close to the truth.
I still have the stick in my pocket.
Well, it's just a distortion of what actually happened then.
He keeps trying to lick it, though.
Well, listen,
Sounds pretty sick.
He told me not to tell anybody what happened, and that if I did, they'd never believe me.
Gerald, do you want to go witness this event he's exaggerating? We evidently both have time machines. We can clear it up right away.
I don't think so, Professor. Me and Corbin have been observing these burros all day long. It would be a shame to miss the big race.
Does nobody understand how the ability to time travel works?
Come on, Corbin. Let's take one last look at the burro pen. It was good to see you again, Professor. Let's catch up sometime back in the present, okay?
What a dick.
What? He seemed nice to me.
He's a jerk, Crispin. Trust me.
He went out of his way to offer you condolences about your father's evident death, which you've never even mentioned to me.
My father was a dick, too.
His sidekick doesn't talk very much.
Yeah, well, he's got a prominent recurring role in another bit. It'd be weird to have him showing up elsewhere.
How do you think Gerald Rival traveled back in time, and why do you think he's coincidentally at the same place we ended up?
You'd think that would have been the first thing I asked him, wouldn't you, Crispin?
I thought you were going to ask him if he had any fudgesicles, actually.
The sad thing is, we weren't always rivals. We used to be really good friends until one day...
It's time traveling time, bitches?
No! Whoa, good God!
Oh, it sounded like you were setting us up to go back and observe the event that caused your friendship to fall apart.
No, Crispin, we won't be doing that today.
How come?
We stopped being friends after I boned his wife.
Got it. Wait, Professor, I just couldn't help but notice Gerald Rival is very much a human being.
Good of you to point that out, Crispin. Might have been hard for people overhearing our conversation to tell.
Was his wife a human too?
Of course. You think I'd have been friends with some perv who married an animal?
But you banged her.
Which reflects poorly on the both of them, I'd say. Nobody's faulting the porcupine who got some.
How did that happen?
It was the 60s.
So?
Morals were different back then.
Oh, I guess things do change.
I tricked her into doing a bunch of coke, photographed her, and blackmailed her into sex.
I think that was still regarded by most people as morally reprehensible, even in the 60s.
Well, I guess you're right, Crispin. Telling you the story about that dick rival and thinking about how big of a dick he's been to me over the years made me realize that my priorities have been grossly out of whack. I should be taking my position as a respected professor more seriously and using this great power to educate you. For I may have missed my chance to truly make a difference, but I'm going to be sure that you have the opportunities I never had. So let's leave this cesspool and go make sure your book report is up to the standards of...
Bets here. Place your bets on the next burro race.
I'll put $10,000 on whoever's got the worst odds.
Professor.
Hey, Crispin, get off my back. Papa needs a new pair of quills.
Quills?
Yeah, I'm a porcupine.
You need a pair of 2 new quills? You've got thousands.
Well, pair is the collective noun for quills.
I doubt that with all my soul.
Well, there's a lot of weird collective nouns. You know that murder is the collective noun for a bunch of crows?
Of course I know that. Everyone knows that. How many other collective nouns do you know?
Gaggle.
Gaggle of geese, yes, very impressive. Anyways, The real saying is Papa needs a new pair of shoes. And you do need shoes. One of your feet is bare, and the other one has a fudgesicle box on it.
Well, hey, look at that. That will make a fine turret. And finding a box, that's a good omen. All right, my good sir, let's do this. I want a dime on a 5-2 quinella box. Hedge that with a 3-6-1 parlay exacta. 10 large on an Omaha straight. And just for kicks, give me a pari-mutuel zig down on a super Yankee that sweeps each way.
Which burro you think gonna outrun the other burro for money?
Hey, I think we ran into your brother earlier.
He mentioned that. Said you done made some unfounded and hurtful assumptions.
Professor, shouldn't we do what Rival was doing and, go check out the burros before we bet your life savings on them?
Observing the burros is for suckers, Crispin. A real gambler sizes up the drunken miner that's going to lead them. For example, look at this lech. Slurring his words as he negotiates with a prostitute. His burro's the odds-on favorite, but his head's not in the race.
That's a nun, and I think she heard you call her a prostitute.
But then, look at this miserable wreck. Teeth missing, clothes unwashed, the foul odor of his alcohol-drenched breath eclipsed only by the stench of desperation.
Yeah, he looks like he might have a lot of fudgesicle boxes scattered around his shack.
Damn it, Crispin, I swear to God, I am going...
Ah, Professor. Decided to stick around for a race or two, I see. I trust you've done your research, got a system in place.
Of course I do, Gerald. I never pick a loser.
Well, we're about to head over to the starting line to stake out a good spot. Want to come with us?
If you want to jinx my bets, just come right out and say it.
You ain't done a place to bet yet.
Now get lost, rival. When you're on your hands and knees picking through discarded tickets after the race in a vain search for a winner, I'll be sure to toss mine in the pile to make it more confusing for you.
I thought you never picked a loser. Are you going to toss your winning tickets into the pile I'm picking through, or would it be...
I've got some old receipts in my wallet that I'll toss into the pile.
You carry around receipts that are so unimportant that you can discard them just to irritate someone.
Look, get the hell out of here.
Fine. Corbin seems to have wandered off. Oh, where could my sidekick be?
Stuck-up son of a...
He still seems pretty nice to me, Professor. I mean, I think you might not be giving him a Wait a minute. What did he just say?
I'm not sure. I was too busy betting $50,000 on the burro with the funniest name. Check it out. He's called Caution. Burro dung sacks may be explosive.
That ain't no burro, that's a warning. You best done heed if you know what's good for you.
You bet $50,000 on a warning label? Look, never mind. Your rival just said, oh, where could my sidekick be?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get that started as his catchphrase. Personally, I think it's kind of, if you know what I mean.
I heard someone say that at your house.
What?
It's time traveling time, bitches!
So, we're back at my house instead of watching drunks race dangerous animals. What the hell, Crispin?
Will you be quiet? This is your house, 20 minutes before I came over. Where were you then?
Well, I was at the store buying more fudgesicles.
You're at the store, but your car's in the driveway.
I took a taxi.
You took a taxi to the grocery store?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to drive while you're eating fudgesicles?
Look, when I came over to your house earlier today, I was knocking on the door and I heard somebody say, oh, where could my sidekick be? I thought it was you, but it couldn't have been you because the person who said it was speaking clearly since they didn't have fudgesicle stick splinters in their tongue.
Yeah, you still got that stick, by the way?
Rival was in your house.
Rival! Ha! I told you that dick was a dick.
Shh! Here he comes. Get behind these bushes.
Come on, Corbin. We've got at least 20 minutes before that idiot professor is back from the store. Give me a boost up to this window. That time machine and its sweet, sweet pack burro winnings are as good as ours.
How dastardly. So that's how Rival got back in time.
I'm sorry I doubted you about him, Professor.
Yeah, well, that's an important lesson you've learned about doubting your elders when they tell you that a guy whose wife they boned is a dick, Crispin. But I'll save the lecture for another time because it's time-traveling time, bitches!
We're back in Leadville. But are we in time to stop Rival from betting on the burro and forever altering history?
Don't think that was ever on the table as an ongoing concern. But...
There he is!
Professor! The race is about to begin. My, this is certainly exciting. Come, I reserved us a place down at the edge.
Eat Leadville, you thieving bastard! Oh, where is your sidekick now? Oh, wait, I know. He's dead!
Holy crap! You shot them both!
And anybody else want some? That's right. Go on and get back to your race.
Professor, why?
Didn't you ever read warning labels, Rival? Caution. burro dung sacks may be explosive.
What?
TTTB! Home sweet home.
My God, Professor, you just gunned down your rival and his sidekick in cold blood.
That'll teach him. Now, Beezus and Ramona, was it? Think I've got some notes you'll find very helpful for your report.
I can't see that. The blood, the guts, the look on his eyes as he tried to comprehend your dung sack quip, since he wasn't even around when that was established and it didn't even make much sense in the context anyways.
Relax, Crispin.
Don't tell me to relax. I'm a sidekick to a murdering fudsicle addict.
Oh, are you? Well, then pray tell me who's pulling into my driveway right now.
Come on, Corbin. We've got at least 20 minutes before...
Hey, rival!
What? Professor!
Yeah, I'm home. So, get out of here.
Damn.
He's still alive?
Yeah, I just TTTB'd back to 30 seconds before he arrived at my house. And if he never went back in time, I never killed anybody, right?
I guess, but you planned this all out?
Well, no, I hit a wrong button. Meant to take us to see if Catherine the Great really died that way. But it all worked out, right?
I guess so, since nobody really died. I guess it was kind of cool.
Yeah, damn straight it was.
Can I hold the gun?
Of course. Just be careful. The safety's off.
Sweet.
It's time-traveling time, bitches! Well, here we are, Crispin, back in the modern day for all intents and purposes.
Sweet. Thanks for letting me hold the gun.
You can keep it. I've got a ton of them.
You said you had some notes that could help me with my book report?
I sure do. Have a look.
Can't help but think this could have happened 4 time travels, 2 murders, and 1 fudgesicle ago.
Hey, accomplice. Enough with the murder bringing up.
These notes they're really thorough. It's like an entire outline of the story. Is this in the author's handwriting? Where did you get these?
Ironically enough, from our old friend Rival's wife.
Rival was married to...
Let's just say that she'd write her books on typewriters, but Beverly Cleary was always sure to sign them with a very special quill pen.
So Beverly Cleary was married to your rival, then you boned her and took her original outline of Beezus and Ramona as part of the blackmail?
Seems like a good a way as any to wrap this up, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Good.
All right, Professor. It's been a good day. And here, I think you should have this.
The fudgesicle stick. Thank you, Crispin.
Well, you gave me the notes, and the gun, and the fudgesicle. Seems like giving you a small piece of refuse in exchange is the least I could do. Just whatever you do, don't...
What?